Hi guys, let's have a discussion and we'll discuss two things that we had mentioned in the previous session. The Greek crisis and the names of the Central Asian leaders. Okay, a little about those countries. The crisis will come in the end. Okay, not the crisis, but the discussion of the crisis will come in the end. So here's the first question for today. Samant Goyal is the director of Research and Analysis Wing. Now, Research and Analysis Wing is India's external spy agency. Spy means jasus, spy agency, intelligence agency. So the full name is Research and Analysis Wing. Okay, this is India's external spy agency. Normally in Western nations, they say CIA, they have a great office in, the CIA office in Langley, Virginia is a terrific office, one of the biggest in the world. But when it comes to India, there is no separate extraordinary office, there is no large building like you would find the building of MI6, Military Intelligence 6, which is a spy agency, foreign spy agency of Britain. In the movie Skyfall, you find that the building is blown up. But here there is nothing like this. In the Prime Minister's office, that is PMO, there is a particular block, and within which there is this just a second please, there is this secretary who sits there. This guy is the head of the RAW. His name is, there is no director, it's not, the position is not called a director, it's simply called Secretary in brackets R is RAW. Okay, Samant Goyal reports directly to the, you could say the National Security Advisor of India, who's Ajit Doval, and occasionally the Prime Minister of India. So these guys spy across the world, most importantly in Pakistan, Bangladesh, China, and enemy nations, typically enemy nations and some friendly nations, but they keep an eye on negative elements. Who's the director of Intelligence Bureau, IB, India's domestic spy agency? This, they keep an eye on within the country, on things within the country. Arvind Kumar, you could write Arvind Kumar. Arvind Kumar, director of IB is Arvind Kumar. Enforcement Directorate. Now this comes directly under the Ministry of Finance. I tried to locate this, and only on the Ministry of Finance's website, Department of Revenue, you have to go, it's deeper inside. So once you go there, you will find on the left you will find links like Prevention of Money Laundering Act, FEMA and all that. Click on one of those things, click on Prevention of Money Laundering Act. You'll find some organizations that probe into these things, and one of them is Enforcement Directorate. So the note there says the director of this organization is Sudhir Nath. Sudhir Nath. कुछ जगहों पे आपको बाहर वेब पे मिलेगा Sudhir Mishra, something like this, but I found his name to be Sudhir Nath, Nath. Central Bureau of Investigation, the director is Rishi Kumar Shukla or Rishi Shukla. Rishi Shukla. Central Bureau of Investigation is a post facto agency. Means after things happen, they investigate depending on the case that where the central government would hand the case over to the CBI. What is NIA? National Intelligence Agency. Investigation Agency. National Investigation Agency. Now this is an organization that is a post facto, that is after the incidents happens they investigate. So National Investigation Agency's head is Yogesh Chandra Modi, YC Modi. Yogesh Chandra Modi. Yogesh Chandra Modi. Okay. If you want to know just 2-3, see, we mentioned RAW for India, CIA for America, MI6, Military Intelligence 6 for Britain. Britain has had 12 spy agencies, MI1 to MI12. 10 of them have been closed, 2 remain. One is for foreign operations, foreign spy operations, foreign intelligence gathering operations, which is MI6. MI5 is for domestic, intelligence operations. Okay, so MI6 for Britain's foreign spy agency, foreign operations, and coming to domestic, it is MI5. America में है CIA, and for domestic intelligence they have a popular agency called FBI, Federal Bureau of Investigation. But please know that America has 16 spy agencies so long. Okay, now coming to a little more here, India has majorly 2 agencies. One is for foreign operations, RAW, and the other is IB for domestic operations. Pakistan has IB for domestic operations, and for foreign operations they have the ISI, Inter Services Intelligence. Inter-Services Intelligence. Inter means between the services, Army, Air Force, and Navy. They have this ISI, Inter-Services Intelligence. So we got there some extra countries. Which country has the world's largest reserves of uranium? The answer is Australia. Now my information does not come from Wikipedia. It comes from worldnuclear.org, which is one of the world's leading authorities on uranium processes, uranium production, mining, reserves, and everything. Okay, so I normally double check, triple check for information before I give you any kind of data. Okay, so the world's largest reserves of uranium are with Australia, and uranium, as you know, is pretty important to ensure that nuclear power plants run. They kind of get on with manufacturing electricity, not just powering our homes through nuclear civil energy, but also uranium needs to be enriched so that it could be built for, it could help in building nuclear bombs. So we have Australia, and what about the top 5 in the world? So I will give you the reserves first. You write this. Top 5 reserves. You could just write top 5 uranium reserves. World's top 5 uranium reserves. Underline that. 1. Australia, 30%. Australia, 30%. 2. Kazakhstan, which is there in choice 2. In fact, in the order in which these are mentioned, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, these are the top 5 countries with the largest reserves in the world. Top 5 reserve holders. So Australia is 30%, Kazakhstan 14%, Canada 8.3%, Russia 8.1%, Namibia, which is in Southwest Africa, 7%. So 30, 14, 8.3, 8.1 and 7. चलिए काम करते हैं. Let's look at Kazakhstan, and then we will discuss those 5 countries, the leaders, the currencies. Okay. Previous session we had taken the names of the capitals. Now in this session we will take the names of the leaders as well. So this is Kazakhstan, my friends. This is the world's biggest landlocked country, the 9th largest country in the world. You have the 9, you can actually count them. You can actually take the rank. 1, Russia. 2, Canada. 3, China. 4, US. 5, Brazil. 6, Australia. 7, India. 8, Argentina. 9th is Kazakhstan. Okay, so in subme, the one that has no access to the sea, we are talking oceans, water bodies, large water bodies, Kazakhstan is the one. Okay, so write Kazakhstan dash, we'll write the capital also, Nur Sultan, N-U-R-S-U-L-T-A-L, N-U-R-S-U-L-T-A-N, Nur Sultan. Previously it was called Astana, now it's called Nur Sultan. Nur Sultan. It's named after, the name has been changed to, to please the previous president, Nur Sultan Nazarbayev, who had ruled this country for almost 20 years, more than that actually. The man was crazy, but he was a strong man, dictator. He established the country after the chaos of the breakup of the Soviet Union in 1991. So, capital is Nur Sultan. President Kassim, K-A-S-S-I-Y, sorry, K-A-S-S-Y-M, Kassim, K-A-S-S-Y-M, Kassim dash, Jomart, J-O-M-A-R-T, Jomart, J-O-M-A-R-T, Jomart, Kassim hyphen or dash, Jomart Tokayev, T-O-K-A-Y-E-V, Y-E-V, Tokayev, and the currency is Tenge, T-E-N-G-E, Tenge, T-E-N-G-E, Tenge, Tenge. Next, let's go to Tajikistan. Bottom one, यहाँ पे ये रहा Tajikistan. We'll go random. Tajikistan. Capital Dushanbe. D-U-S-H-A-N-B-E. Dushanbe. D-U-S-H-A-N-B-E. Dushanbe. Dash. President's name is Emomali Rahman. E-M-O, I repeat, E-M-O-M-A-L-I. I repeat, E-M-O-M-A-L-I. Sometimes, because of the familiarity, lack of familiarity with these names, it's tough. Emomali, E-M-O-M-A-L-I. Emomali Rahman, R-A-H-M-O-N-O-V. R-A-H-M-O-N-O-V. In some places, you may not find the last two letters, O-V. You may find Emomali Rahman. In some other places, you will find Emomali Rahmanov. The V in the end is pronounced with an F. Emomali Rahmanov. And the currency of Tajikistan is Somani, S-O-M-O-N-I. I repeat, S-O-M-O-N-I, Somani. Okay. Turkmenistan, chaliye, let's cross the border from Tajikistan into Uzbekistan, then Turkmenistan. Here are Turkmenistan. Okay, the capital is, as you can see, Ashgabat. A-S-H-G-A-B-A-T, Ashgabat. The president is Gurbanguly Berdimuhamedow, G-U-R-B-A-N-G-U-L-Y, Gurbanguly Berdimuhamedow, B-E-R-D-I-M-U-H-A-N-E-D-O-W. काफी लंबे नाम है इनके, मैं रिपीट करता हूं. G-U-R-B-A-N-G-U-L-Y, Gurbanguly Berdimuhamedow, I'll repeat the first word first again. G-U-R-B-A-N-G-U-L-Y, that's Gurbanguly. Now Berdimuhamedow. B-E-R-D-I-M-U-H-A-M-E-D-O-W, Berdimuhamedow. Okay. and the currency is Manat, M-A-N-A-T, M-A-N-A-T, Manat, Manat, M-A-N-A-T. नेक्स्ट तुर्कमेनिस्तान आए, फिर इस तरफ चलते हैं, किर्गिस्तान, राइट, किर्गिस्तान, ये रहा किर्गिस्तान, लास्ट में आएंगे उज्बेकिस्तान को, ठीक है, या किर्गिस्तान। कैपिटल बिश्केक, बिश्केक, B-I-S-H-K-E-K, बिश्केक। नेक्स्ट प्रेसिडेंट इज सूरनबे जीनबेकोव, ठीक है, मैं प्रोनाउंस करता हूं, मैं स्पेल करता हूं, SOORONBAY, I repeat, SOORONBAY, सूरनबे जीनबेकोव, JENBEKOV, JENBEKOV, Jeanbekov, that is Suranbey Jeanbekov. The currency is SOM, SOM, SOM. देखें, the currency here is SOM, किर्गिस्तान में, नीचे आते हैं सोमानी बन जाती है, ओके, या उज्बेकिस्तान, उज्बेकिस्तान, the capital is Tashkent, T-A-S-H-K-E-N-T, Tashkent। Tashkent. President is, he was there in India in October, Shaukat, शौकत, बेसिकली इंडिया इस तरफ हम कहते हैं शौकत, वहां पे शौकत, SHAVKAT, शौकत। मिर्जियोफ, MIRZIOYEV, I repeat, MIRZIOYEV, Mirziyoyev. He was in India. He wanted to sell uranium to us, and we said, pretty well, we want uranium. And where do we get our uranium? Most of this uranium, our uranium comes from Kazakhstan. It comes from Kazakhstan and Australia, and of course there is Canada, there is Nigeria, there is Namibia. Not Namibia, हम इतना खरीदते नहीं हैं, but हम खरीदते, सबसे ज़्यादा खरीदते हैं कजाकिस्तान और ऑस्ट्रेलिया से. So how many countries would buy uranium? Think of this now. Very few. So America has its own production, and coming to China, they have their own, production as well. But सबसे ज़्यादा हम खरीदते हैं ऑस्ट्रेलिया और कजाकिस्तान से. So initially Australia said after 1974 they refused to sell to us because we tested a nuclear bomb in 1974. Then in 1998 we tested 5 nuclear bombs. They again said no, we will not sell to you. Though we told them, look, what we buy from you will be used for generating electricity, not to build nuclear bombs. So they refused. They still didn't agree to that, and they soon realized that, look, if we don't sell, we won't be able to sell. You understand that? That is, if we don't sell to India, very few countries in the world which will buy uranium at that scale, and that means that losing or no, someone else will sell to India. Countries, see, Kazakhstan doesn't have a bomb. It doesn't have much to worry about India's nuclear bombs. Ideology वगैरह सभी पास की बात है. Okay. So Australia said, ठीक है, we'll also sell. So they began to sell. It's all money. And now the fear of China. So that's a little about these countries, guys. Okay. ये देखिए, ये आप see this is Pakistan occupied Kashmir, Pakistan occupied Ladakh area. Okay, this is the Wakhan corridor, Wakhan, Wakhan corridor of Afghanistan. Okay, and this is, you know, we share a border with Afghanistan this way, and this is the area where the Mughal Emperor Babur was born, the Fergana Valley. यहीं पे 1483 में उनकी पैदाइश हुई, उनकी पैदाइश यहीं की है. Yeah, this one. Okay, so he Samarkand वगैरह सभी यहीं पे हैं, ये सभी एरिया. So his father was here, he occupied a kingdom, then, you know, he went somewhere else, then he saw the kingdom was occupied by someone else. He came and occupied Kabul, and he sat on the throne in Kabul. He came to India to attack, and by the time he had come to India and was trying to go back to Kabul, one of his uncles had taken away the throne in Kabul. So he had nothing to left, go back to. So that's why he stayed back in India. Okay, a twist in Kabul changed this thing, history in India. That's how history is, my friends. Okay, so that's a little I wanted to tell you about what is this place, Central Asia. So in this map you see that Central Asia is focus area, that circle in light basically, like focus light है यहाँ पे, ये पूरा देखिए. Yes. So Muslims normally, I'm talking of this. In the beginning, there were Muslims who classified themselves as Persians, Turk, and Arabs. And historically, Arabs have believed that they are the true descendants of the true believers, the true Muslims. Everyone else is a convert, and this is the reason why there is so much historic rivalry between Persians, the Iranians, the Turk, people of Turkey, Kazakhstan, Central Asia and all, and these guys, the Arabs. They don't see eye to eye. Okay, ये है मंगोलिया, यहाँ पे है गोबी डेजर्ट, और ये है मंचूरिया. This is where this place in China is called Manchuria. So this is Gobi and this is Manchuria. I know what you're thinking is Gobi Manchuria. Even if you're not thinking, I just put that in your head. Okay, so guys, a little about Central Asia. I'm sure that you have an idea now. Okay, चलिए आगे चलते हैं. Which of the following is false with respect to money market? Is money market a short-term what is money market? Money market is for short-term loans. Okay, 1 to 14 days is what money market is. Money market is essentially a call money market where one bank calls up another bank and says, "Bhai, thoda paise kam par rahe hain, can you send this over?" So these loans are for 1 to 14 days. These are short-term unsecured loans. No security is kept by banks. So in simple bhasha, unsecured interbank loans for 1 to 14 days, maximum 14 days. Generally 1-2 दिन के लिए होते हैं बस. So it's a market for short-term financial assets. True. It is liquid and can be turned over quickly at low cost. Yes, highly liquid. It includes a call notice money market. Yes. Funds are transacted on an overnight basis in call money market and notice money market for a period of between 15 days and 1 year. No, between 1 and 14 days. Within 1 and 14 days. You can simply replace that statement for a period of between 15 days and 1 year की जगह between 1 day and 14 days. बस same statement right होगा. Okay. Typically call money is for 1 night. Only एक रात के लिए होता है. एक से ज़्यादा रात होती है तो notice money होता है. That is notice money. It has to give a notice. One bank has to give the borrowing bank has to give a notice to the lender bank that we want to keep the money for a few more days. So that notice goes. That's it. Simple. See. Only banks are allowed. Typically in this, normally in India banks borrow money from each other. That's it. There are hardly any other institutes that borrow money. So non-bank institutions are not permitted. They are permitted, but they are not permitted because banks have that comfort level with each other. Okay, and of course money. So you can take all these as true about money market. Only thing you have to do is to put 1 and 14 days. Even that statement will be right there. Who on the following won the 2020 Academy Award for Best Actress? This is Renee Zellweger is a Hollywood superstar. She's starred in Jerry Maguire, lots of films. In fact, if you want to watch this particular film for which she got the the Academy Award, the Oscar Award, it is Judy, Judy, Judy. थोड़े बोर हो जाएंगे आप फिल्म देख के, ड्रामा फिल्म है, ओके. Judy, Judy, she plays the title role of Judy. It's about an actress named Judy Garland. उनकी लाइफ के ऊपर है मूवी, ओके. ये जो 5 names हैं, Cynthia, Scarlett, Source, Charlize, all these 5 were nominated for the prize. क्या होता है? The process goes like this. First, there is a long list. They make a list of about, let's say, 40 actresses, 40 roles or whatever, 40 names. Then they take the top 5. They take the top 5. 5 नाम होते हैं. 5 नामों में the last 5 names are called nominations. They are called nominations, and one of them is selected for the prize. That's the winner. Remember, the last 5 names read out at the ceremony, or the last 5 names that are listed are called nominations. See, Charlize Theron is not a superstar. She is more of a model. But if you had watched Elektra, I think Elektra is a movie. Scarlett Johansson, beautiful, supermodel in the past. Now she's a Hollywood lead, A-class actress. If you watch this movie Avengers, you would find her. And if you watch this Lucy, L-U-C-Y, आप Lucy film देखिए, बहुत अच्छी है. Scarlett Johansson, terrific actress. She plays the title role. So there are terrific actresses there, and of course they make for great viewing also. Watch some good movies, guys. And if you are interested, I would suggest 1-2 very good movies. You could watch The Thin Red Line. The Thin Red Line, R-E-D, Thin, T-H-I-N, Thin Red Line, L-I-N-E. It's a war movie. This is where it's a typically different movie. इस war movie में आपको war is in the mind. War is in the mind. It's a very good film. You thoroughly enjoy it. So, who won the best actor? This is best actress. Who won the best actor? Best actress was for this film called Joker, where the title role Joker was played by Joaquin Phoenix. Joaquin, spelled J-O-A-Q-U-I-N. I repeat, J-O-A-Q-U-I-N. Joaquin, pronounced with an H. Okay, I'll repeat, J-O-A-Q-U-I-N, Joaquin Phoenix, P-H-O-E-N-I-X, Joaquin Phoenix, for the film Joker, J-O-K-E-R, Batman's Joker, same thing. India has halted the import of $2.8 billion worth of Chinese power equipment due to heightened tensions between the two nations. Who is India's Union Minister of Power? Rajkumar Singh. Rajkumar Singh. He also heads, you could write Rajkumar Singh dash Union Minister of Power. There is an error, my friends. There is O. F is I think the O is missing here. I'm so sorry for this. Union Minister of Power. Rajkumar Singh, Union Minister of Power, plus another ministry is Ministry for New and Renewable Energy. New and Renewable Energy. Renewable, solar, all that stuff. Wind. Renewable energy. Santosh Kumar Gangwar, choice 2. Santosh Kumar Gangwar, choice 2. Union Minister for Labor and Employment. Labor and Employment. Labor and Employment. Next, Prahlad Joshi. Prahlad Joshi. He heads, I think, 3 ministries. He could write. Parliamentary Affairs. Will not write Ministry of. We simply write Parliamentary Affairs plus. You write plus. Plus. Coal. C-O-A-L. Coal. Koila. C-O-A-L. Koila. Sorry. Coal. Plus mines. M-I-N-E-S. Mines. Parliamentary Affairs. Coal plus mines. 3 different ministries, huh? Not same guy, 3 different ministries. Next, Dharmendra Pradhan. Petroleum and natural gas. Petroleum and natural gas. Petroleum and natural gas. Plus steel. 2 ministries again. Plus steel. S-T-E-E-L. Steel. Smriti Zubin Irani. 2 ministries, right? Textiles plus women and child development. Women and child development. W-O-M-E-N. Women and child development. So Rajkumar, let me repeat. Rajkumar Singh, let's revise. Last, Rajkumar Singh, Minister for Power. So Power plus New and Renewable Energy Minister. Yeah. Santosh Kumar Gangwar, Labor and Employment. Prahlad Joshi, Coal. Sorry, we will go in order. Parliamentary Affairs plus Coal plus Mines. Dharmendra Pradhan, Petroleum and Natural Gas plus Steel. Yeah. And Smriti Zubin Irani, Textiles plus Women and Child Development. Cool, guys. We got some ministers there. Nice. Who among the following was named the most valuable player of the 2019 Davis Cup Championship? See, Davis Cup is played between countries. So, the 2019 Davis Cup final was played between its first world group hota hai, okay, where quarterfinals. Oh, it's a lot. It happens almost over 1.5 years kind of thing. So Davis Cup, 2019 dash Spain was a winner. Spain was a winner. Okay. Spain, because Spain won it. This guy, what we say, he won the most valuable MVP. It's called MVP. कहीं पे भी आप MVP देखते हैं, remember, sport related MVP is most valuable player. Most valuable player. So, most valuable player. 2018 winner was Croatia. 2019 basically is what's his name? Spain. Spain's winner. Spain is the winner. And Denis Shapovalov is a Canadian, if I'm not wrong. Andy Murray is a British. Nishioka is a Japanese player. Djokovic is Serbian. S-E-R-B-I-A. Serbia. Okay. So 2019, to repeat, winner Spain defeated Canada. C-A-N-A-D-A. Canada. Yeah. कोई बात नहीं. Runner-up is not important. Winner is important in this case. Rafael Nadal is one of the greatest players in the history of the game. Okay. Or he comes from Spain. He's from Spain. And I have told you in the past that this symbol is called Swoosh. What is it called? Swoosh. S-W-O-O-S-H. Swoosh. So Nike's logo is called swoosh. S-W-O-O-S-H. Reebok का लोगो देखते हैं हम, पुराना Reebok लोगो, ऐसे दो लाइंस कटिंग अक्रॉस वन लाइन, अभी तो ऐसा है, या सो द Reebok लोगो, ओल्ड Reebok लोगो इज vector, V-E-C-T-O-R, vector. Vector is basically kind of fly in this case. And the Adidas logo, A-D-I-D-A-S. Reebok is owned by Adidas. Adidas logo is those three stripes. That is called mountain. What is it called? Mountain. आप ध्यान से देखिए पर्वत के रूप में triangle. M-O-U-N-T-A-I-N. Mountain और three stripes logo. आप Puma देखते हैं और Puma बोल सकते हैं, P-U-M-A. There is a a cat jumping. That's a Puma. Puma is a kind of cat, mountain cat. Okay, it's that logo is called jumping cat. What is it called? Jumping cat. Last class we had Ford motor. Ford, आप cars के ऊपर आप देखते हैं पीछे आगे Ford लिखा होता है. That shape, that logo is called blue oval. Blue oval because it's blue background and oval shape. Blue oval. ठीक है? Be curious like this. आप कुछ चीज देखते हैं, अरे ये क्या है? How does this work? Kind of thing. Be curious like that. It is important to be curious. It's all fun. It's all fun, my friends. Yeah. Sheikh Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan is the president of the United Arab Emirates. The United Arab Emirates. This is the president. You want to know where is the UAE? This is the UAE. ये है UAE. Okay. ये देखिए यहाँ पे. This belongs to Oman. This is a monarchy. UAE is a monarchy. Qatar is a monarchy. Bahrain is a monarchy. Kuwait is a monarchy. Saudi Arabia is a monarchy. Jordan is a monarchy. बाकी यहाँ पे monarchies नहीं है. Jordan, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, Qatar, UAE, Oman. Okay. तो एक काम करते हैं, we'll write the names of the leaders. Currency you want, we can write all four, including the name of the country. Iran, we'll start with Iran. ये रहा ईरान, काफी बड़ा है, बहुत बड़ा देश है. 50% of India's area, about 16.48 lakh square kilometers. So Iran's capital is Tehran, T-E-H-R-A-N, Tehran. The president is Hassan Rouhani. Hassan, H-A-S-S-A-N, Hassan Rouhani, R-O-U-H-A-N-I. I repeat, R-O-U-H-A-N-I. Hassan Rouhani. Hassan Rouhani. Hassan Rouhani. The currency is Riyal, R-I-A-L. R-I-A-L. See, this is Iran. ये सभी रेगिस्तान है यहाँ पे. Dasht-e-Lut is called. Dasht-o-Sahara में, if you listen to Adil Nadan from Rajya Sultana, you will find these kinds of words. Anyway, ये पूरा रेगिस्तान है, okay? Then we have, let's go to what is this? UAE. Here are UAE. United Arab Emirates. There are 7 emirates. Emirate means kingdom. Okay, 7 separate kingdoms which came together to form one country, and that's the United Arab Emirates. They have a president. They have a prime minister. This is the president, of course. Okay. Right, capital is Abu Dhabi. Abu, A-B-U, Abu Dhabi, D-H-A-B-I, Abu Dhabi. Abu Dhabi. You could write this guy's name, president, yeah, Amir, president, everyone. इनके घर का नाम है, जो सरनेम होता है, this is the surname, Al Nahyan. Okay, as a family, one of the richest families in the world. Okay, currency is dirham. Dirham, 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 yeah, dirham, dirham, dirham. कुवैत एरा, कुवैत आपकी एयरलिफ्ट स्टोरी यहीं पे हुई थी. In 1990, Saddam came and occupied this place, turned this into the 19th province of Iraq, and Akshay Kumar's movie Airlift is a real story of what happened here. So Kuwait की राजधानी है Kuwait City, Kuwait City, Kuwait City, and the Raja's name is Sabah Ahmad Al Sabah. Sabah, S-A-B-A-H, S-A-B-A-H, Sabah Ahmad Al Sabah, A-L Al Sabah, S-A-B-A-H, Al Sabah. Currency is dinar, D-I-N-A-R, dinar, dinar. और क्या है यहाँ पे? सॉरी, कुवैत हो गया. सऊदी अरेबिया, ओमान. सो सऊदी अरेबिया, दिस इज सऊदी अरेबिया, राइट. द कैपिटल इज रियाद. ये रहा रियाद, बीचों बीच ऑलमोस्ट. रियाद, R-I-Y-A-D-H, रियाद. एंड Riyadh. The Raja's name is Salman, King Salman, King Salman. इनके बेटे हैं मोहम्मद बिन सलमान. He is a crown prince, next Raja. That's what he wants to be. The currency is Riyal, R-I-Y-A-L, R-I-Y-A-L. Ever get confused between Saudi Arabia की currency क्या है, Iran की currency क्या है? Because these are enemies. Easy to remember. Iran has 4 letters. The name Iran has 4 letters. So their capital, their currency also has 4 letters. R-I-A-L. Saudi Arabia's capital is R-I-Y-A-D-H. इनकी currency है R-I-Y-A-L. So you remember this. Put an L here. It will become Riyal. वाई है यहाँ पे, तो इनकी करेंसी में वाई है, कैपिटल में वाई है. नो, दैट्स इन इजी वे टू रिमेंबर. नेक्स्ट, ओमान. ओमान, कैपिटल इज मस्कट, M-U-S-C-A-T, मस्कट. The new leader, new sultan of this country is Haytham bin Tariq Al Sayyid. Okay. Haytham, H-A-I-T-H-A-M, H-A-I-T-H-A-M, Haytham bin, B-I-N, bin Tariq, T-A-R-I-Q, Tariq Al Sayyid, Al Sayyid, S-A-I-D, Al Sayyid. That's their surname. Haytham bin Tariq Al Sayyid. Currency is Riyal, R-I-A-L, Riyal, Riyal. So again, Oman has 4 letters, currency has 4 letters. No. Okay. Next. सबके लिए अप्लाई नहीं होता, but easy to remember. If you are free sometime today, you go to Google this place, Socotra, S-O-C-O-T-R-A, Socotra. टाइप करके आप इसके ट्रीज देखिए, बहुत ही अलग होंगे. You would feel that as if you are some alien island. I mean, you gone into some space and this is a very alien land kind of thing. पेड़ वगैरह बहुत अलग है इस प्लेस में. Okay. Which of the following general insurance companies has launched a new mobile app called Farmitra? Farm is farmer friend, for the ease of farmers. Bajaj Allianz. Bajaj Allianz, see, इनमें देखिए मैं आपको बताता हूँ. Ergo is a German company. Allianz is a German company. Lombard is a Canadian company. It's a Canadian company. AXA is a French company. Agriculture Insurance Company is an Indian company. Okay, तो मैं आपको इनके CEOs के नाम देता हूँ, ठीक है? HDFC Ergo डैश रितेश कुमार HDFC, ये सभी जनरल इंश्योरेंस कंपनीज हैं. HDFC Ergo रितेश कुमार. बजाज एलायंस तपन सिंगेल, तपन TAPAN, तपन सिंगल SINGHEL. ICICI Lombard. So the first two are German partners. ICICI Lombard, Canadian partner. See, Lombard is a brand owned by Fairfax, which is a Canadian company. But आप लिखिए बस ICICI Lombard dash Bhargav Dasgupta. Bhargav BHARGAV. Bhargav Dasgupta. Bhargav Dasgupta. AXA, Bharti AXA. मैंने एक जगह पढ़ा, the company's name AXA means nothing. It's easy to read, that's why they named it AXA. That's it. Bharti AXA. Milind Kohle, Milind, MILIND, Milind Kohle, KOLHE. Next, Agriculture Insurance Company dash Public Sector Company dash Malay Podar, MALAY, Malay Podar, PODDAR, Podar, Malay Podar. His full name is Malay Kumar Podar, but Malay Podar is fine. Malay Podar. The government of India has signed a concession agreement to complete the 6.5 km Z-Morph tunnel. In which state or union territory is a Z-Morph tunnel? It's in Jammu and Kashmir. You could write. Tunnel will provide all-weather connectivity. All-weather, ALL, all-weather, WEATHER, weather. All-weather connectivity between Srinagar and Kargil. Say this is called Z-Morph tunnel. मैंने पढ़ा है क्योंकि at one point you enter like this, the road goes like this Z shape. इसलिए इसको Z-Morph बोलते हैं. ऐसे road you come like this and then you come out like this, like Z shape में एक जगह पे. So Jammu and Kashmir Lieutenant Governor is Girish Chandra Murmu. Jammu and Kashmir Lieutenant Governor Girish Chandra Murmu. Then Himachal Pradesh Jairam Thakur, JAI, Chief Minister is Jairam Thakur. Uttarakhand Trivendra Rawat, TRIVENDRA, Trivendra Rawat, RAWAT. Trivendra Rawat. Next, Arunachal Pradesh Chief Minister is Pema Khandu, PE, I repeat, PEMA, Pema Khandu, KHANDU. Then Sikkim Sikkim's chief minister is Prem Singh Tamang. Prem Singh Tamang. Prem Singh Tamang. Which of the following is not relevant to the field of investment and finance? TRP, that is television ratings point. Television ratings point. Television ratings point. Television ratings point. This is what news channels, all kinds of channels say that ours is the most watched because the TRPs are so high. That is what it is. Okay, TRP, television ratings point. It shows how popular or unpopular a particular channel is. IPO is initial public offering. Initial public offering. Initial public offering. Dash first share issue of a company. First share issue. Next, I think ROI is understood. Return on investment. Return on investment. ROI, return on investment. Net asset value, ये typically mutual fund industry में होता है. Net asset value dash gross asset value, gross, 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 pronounced gross. Gross asset value minus liabilities. Liabilities, जो भी उधार वगैरह है, लॉसेस हैं, टोटल एसेट वैल्यू माइनस ग्रोस लायबिलिटीज equals net asset value. Equals net asset value. See, let's say I buy some units in mutual fund. Okay, but someday I check the price. The price that I check now, the price that I buy, let's say it's an old fund. The price at which I buy is called net asset value. So today's net asset value is, let's say, 11 rupees. 1 month later I see that it is 11 rupees 25 paise. So if I sell my units, I would get per unit 11 rupees 25 paise. That's it, nothing else. That's the price you would get if you sell on that day. ASBA, ASBA, you could write this. ASBA, इसके बारे में notes लिखिए. Application supported by blocked amount, blocked, BLOCKED, blocked. Application supported by blocked amount. Some people call it account also. Both are fine. Application supported by blocked amount. Underline that. First point. Started by SEBI. Started by SEBI. Next, an applicant's account is not debited till shares are allotted. Till shares are allotted. क्या है? Let's say I buy shares in a company's IPO, first publication. Till I get allotment of shares, the amount in my account will not be debited. But once the shares are allotted, the amount is debited automatically. इससे फायदा क्या होता है? See, in the past, share issues, allotment, listing, all would take about 90 days. 3 महीने का ब्याज जाता है, and your money is stuck. You can't use that money when shares are not allotted. So now the government has said that only when you get allotment, your money will be deducted from your account. So, and return is not an issue. See, if it's not allotted, okay, your money is not deducted, so you don't have to even worry about getting your money back. It's a good idea. It's a very, very good idea. ASBA. Okay, next. Which of the following is the indigenously made aircraft to making arrested landing on an aircraft carrier? Arrested landing, आपने देखा होगा aircraft, ships basically with lots of, it's the biggest what to say, naval ship. So these kind of aircraft carriers, then the plane lands in the ship. Ropes are tied. There is a particular kind of rope that the plane is coming this side. There is a certain kind of rope, yeah, metal rope, that is, you know, used to stop the plane. To stop the plane. That is called arrested landing. Arrested landing. So the first one, indigenously. All these are all, the rest of the choices are all made in foreign countries. In India, we have a license to make them, but they are not indigenous, not completely owned by India. Okay, Sukhoi is a Russian plane. Okay, so Sukhoi is a Russian plane. Dassault Mirage, you know, MiG is a Russian plane. Dassault Mirage is a French plane. Jaguar, British, you know, again depends on the nickname of this plane, Jaguar. So if you look at LCA, Light Combat Aircraft, what is it? Light Combat Aircraft. So only this is made in India. Only this is made in India. So when the question says first indigenously made aircraft, you have LCA, Tejas. In the case of fighter aircraft, we have Tejas. In the case of helicopters, we have homemade Advanced Light Helicopter. Advanced Light Helicopter, ALH. Advanced Light Helicopter named Dhruv, D-H-R-U-V, Dhruv. Chali. Which of the following has launched the Amma Vadi scheme for school students? Okay, it's Andhra Pradesh. The Jagan Mohan Reddy government, they has started a scheme. The scheme's highlight is one major thing. Every year in January, 15,000 rupees is transferred into the bank of the mother of the children who go to school. This way she can buy uniforms, she can buy books for the kids, and government schools more or less are all, the education is free. So this is an incentive for mothers, for parents to send their children to school, because a lot of kids don't go to school because the parents can't afford to pay the fee. But the Andhra Pradesh government now, in order to encourage kids come to school, they are pushing their parents, and this happens by transferring 15,000 rupees into the bank account, direct benefit transfer into the bank account of the mother. So the scheme's budget is about 6,400 crore rupees, 6,400 crore rupees. So every year 15,000 rupees go. So this is how governments need to encourage, because people are too poor to be able to pay the fee, and which means that they won't be in a position to send their kids to school, which is bad for the kids. Andhra Pradesh's Chief Minister is Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy, or Y. Jagan Mohan Reddy. Y. Jagan Mohan Reddy. Kerala, P. Vijayan. P. Vijayan. Telangana, K. Chandrasekhar Rao. K. Chandrasekhar Rao. I am seated in Hyderabad, so he is our Chief Minister, K. Chandrasekhar Rao. Karnataka, B.S. Yedurappa. B.S. Yedurappa. Tamil Nadu, E. Palaniswamy. E. Palaniswamy. E. Palaniswamy. Next. What is the percentage of FDI allowed in public sector banking? Since we already discussed what is FDI and everything, we will not discuss this now. But we could look at some sectors where public FDI is allowed in this sector. Normally we believe that FDI is allowed only in private banking. No. In public sector banking, FDI is allowed. It's allowed up to 20%. 20%. What about the choices? 49% you could write airlines, one sector each. 49% airlines. 74% private sector banking. Private sector banking. Private sector banking. 51% we took this day before yesterday. Sorry, we took in the last session because I don't know what's day before yesterday or anything. So, multi-brand retail. Multi-brand retail. multi-brand retail, and 100% you could write single brand retail, single brand retail, single brand retail. The Union Territory of Daman and Diu has been merged with Dadra and Nagar Haveli. Yes, it's been merged now. The combined capital administrative center will be Daman, which is near Surat on the Gujarat coast. Yeah. So Daman and Diu is now the Dadra and Nagar Haveli, part of the in fact Dadra and Nagar Haveli, Daman and Diu, and the capital will be Daman, more or less. Puducherry has a chief minister. It's one of the only 2 union territories which have chief ministers. Okay. Puducherry's chief minister is what's his name? V. Narayana Swamy. V. Narayana Swamy. V. Narayana Swamy. Goa. Pramod Sawant. Pramod Sawant. You know the chief minister of Gujarat and Maharashtra. Vijay Rupani for Gujarat. Vijay Rupani. And Maharashtra is Uddhav Thackeray. Uddhav Thackeray. See all this, Dadra, Nagar Haveli, Daman, Diu, Goa, they were all ruled by Portugal till 1961. Ruled by Portugal till 1961. Ruled by Portugal till 1961. Goa, Daman and Diu, and Dadra and Nagar Haveli. Puducherry ruled by France till 1954. Ruled by France till 1954. Puducherry. The book Karma Yodha Granth is based on the life and work of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Prime Minister Narendra Modi. We will not discuss much about these choices. Okay. One book we could write, L.K. Advani, is My Prison Diary. My Prison Diary. Okay. The 6th International Day of Yoga was celebrated on the 21st of June, and the theme for this year was Yoga for Health, Yoga at Home. The last part is interesting because of the lockdown situation. I think they changed it. Yoga for Health, Yoga at Home. Okay, there's hardly anything to discuss here. Banks are allowed to lend below the base rate. Base rate is the lowest rate. Lowest rate. This is the best rate. It's given to only the most trustworthy of borrowers. What are called prime borrowers. Prime, prime borrowers. Banks are not allowed to lend below the base rate, which are the following are exceptions to this rule. Differential rate of interest, I'll give you notes on this. Loans to banks' own employees, yes. Loans to banks' depositors against their own deposits, yes. All three are the exceptions. So you write differential rate of interest in your book. Differential rate of interest. Differential rate of interest. Underline that. First point. Offers, OFFERS, offers need-based, NEED, need-based, BASED, need-based financial assistance, need-based financial assistance to those who wish to take up productive activity, who wish to take up productive activity, So, who wish to take up productive activity. Second point. Income criteria, subheading. or just write income criteria dash family income should not exceed rupees 24,000 per annum. Yes, per annum in urban areas and rupees 18,000 in rural areas. Next, loan limit LOAN loan limit dash 15,000 rupees 15,000 for productive activity and rupees 20,000 for housing construction. Next, rate of interest dash 4%, 4%. 4%. Next, repayment period 5 years. Next, no third party guarantee is required. Got it? I think in one of the previous sessions where I discussed subsidy, poverty and everything, I told you the number of people who live below the poverty line, and that means that there are a lot of people who don't earn even 24,000 rupees per annum. So, which of the following nations has taught the IMDs? IMD is Switzerland-based MBA college, management college, one of the world's top colleges. Has topped the IMD's World Competitive Index 2020. Singapore is world number 1. The most competitive index, most competitive country when it comes to business, technology, innovation. So you could write IMD World Competitive Index, underline that. Rank 1, Singapore. Rank 1, Singapore. Rank 2, Denmark. Rank 3, Switzerland. Rank 4, Netherlands. Rank 5, Hong Kong. So Singapore, Denmark, Switzerland, Netherlands, Hong Kong. Rank 43, India. Next, rank 20, China. So I'll repeat: rank 43 for India, rank 20 for China, Singapore, Denmark, Switzerland, Netherlands and Hong Kong, top 5 in the world. Got it, guys? Next, offshore banking is very easy to know. It's a branch of offshore, means you know, it does not take any kind of deposits from the locals. Basically, it's only for foreigners. Especially, it's a tax evasion banking. You can say in ordinary commonsensical bhasha, tax evasion banking. Okay, this is where people put money to evade paying taxes. Branch of a bank in an entry country, tax haven. Haven means shelter, not heaven. Haven, Haven. Haven money, shelter, where people can take protection. Okay, it's a secure place. A tax haven, accepting investment of private customers and not accepting local deposits in that country. You will find a lot of these kinds of, you know, banks in Canary Islands, Bahamas, yeah, Bahama, S is silent, Bahama, Canary Islands, Gibraltar, lot of these places. You'll find a lot of Indians also in all these places. Not much to discuss. Which of the following nations is the latest member of the WTO, World Trade Organization? Just to write 2 points about WTO. Right, WTO, World Trade Organization. World Trade Organization. Underline that. First point. Established Jan 1st, 1995. Established Jan 1st, 1995. Second point, previously called general agreement on trade and tariff, general agreement on trade and tariff. Next, head office dash Geneva, 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 comma Switzerland. It's in Switzerland, Geneva, Switzerland. Next, Director General Roberto Azevedo, ROBERTO. I repeat, ROBERTO. Roberto Azevedo, AZEVEDO. Azevedo. Roberto Azevedo. In brackets, Brazil. He's going to resign. He's announced that he will resign in August. Don't know. Next, 164 members. Last point. Liberia was 163rd. Liberia, Liberia. Liberia was 163rd, and Afghanistan's 164. Afghanistan's 164. Next, Iran is not a member. Iran is not a member. What is lock-in period for investments? Lock-in is basically where you can't withdraw your money. Okay. Typically, let's say an FD has a lock-in period. You put money in an FD for 1 year. Within 1 year, you cannot withdraw it. That is, without the end of the period, the duration of the period, you cannot withdraw it. In mutual funds, you have a scheme called ELSS, Equity Linked Savings Scheme. It's a tax benefit scheme. Equity linked savings scheme, ELSS. So that has a 3-year lock-in period. 3-year lock-in period. So 3 years, for 3 years you cannot withdraw money from that. A lot of postal savings also have lock-in period, which is good in some sense. Otherwise people withdraw their money and spend on unnecessary things most of the time. Okay. So investors to keep their investments for a minimum period as per investment terms of that offer without selling or exiting, leaving from the scheme. I think we discussed this. For buying, which of the following is the as per procedure followed? Shares in initial public offering. We don't have to discuss this now. M1 is considered the most liquid form of money supply. What does the term liquid mean? Liquid means something that can be converted into cash readily. Gold is a liquid asset. In fact, gold and government bonds are the most liquid of assets. After cash, most liquid asset. Okay. Who is India's new Controller General of Accounts? Soma Roy Burman. Soma Roy Burman. What about the choices? Sanjay Kothari is Chief Vigilance Commissioner. Chief Vigilance Commissioner. Sanjay Kothari, Chief Vigilance Commissioner. K.K. Venugopal, Attorney General of India. Attorney, A-T-T-O-R-N-E-Y. Attorney General of India. Attorney General of India. Dash. Attorney General of India. Dash. Highest Legal Officer of India. Highest Legal Officer of India. He is a government of India's lawyer. Rajiv Kumar, Vice Chairman. Rajiv Kumar, Vice Chairman of Niti Aayog. Niti Aayog. Look at choice 1. Rajiv Maharshi. Comptroller and Auditor General of India. Comptroller, I'll spell C-O-M-P-T-R-O-L-L-E-R. Comptroller and Auditor General of India. Comptroller and Auditor General of India. This is the last question. I am going to discuss the Greek crisis. Okay, chota se, I mean, it will take 5 minutes, but you need to become familiar. That's it. Athens is the capital of Greece. Okay, that's Greece. Romania, write the capitals. Albania, this is Albania. Ye hai Albania. Okay, this is Albania. Capital is Tirana. T-I-R-A-N-A. Tirana. T-I-R-A-N-A. Tirana. रोमेनिया इसके ऊपर है. ओके, बल्गेरिया के ऊपर. रोमेनिया's capital is Bucharest. B-U-C-H-A-R-E-S-T. Bucharest. Bucharest. Hungary, ये भी इस तरफ है, थोड़ा इस तरफ. Hungary's capital is Budapest. B-U-D-A-P-E-S-T. बुडापेस्ट. क्रोएशिया इसके ऊपर, ये एकदम ऊपर यहां पे आ जाता है. क्रोएशिया, द कैपिटल इज जाग्रेब. Z-A-G-R-E-B. जाग्रेब. Z-A-G-R-E-B. जाग्रेब. ओके, सो मैं अभी थोड़ा नोट बनाता हूं आपके लिए. See, what happened in Greece was this. In 2001, Greece joined the European Union. उसके पहले it had its own currency called drachma. D-R-A-C-H-M-A. Drachma. So, Greece wanted to, for long, it wanted to become a Euro currency country. That is, Eurozone country. See, it was always a member of European Union. It became a member in 1981, if I'm not wrong, European Union. And yeah, 1981. And 2000, it became a 2001, it became a member of Eurozone. Till then, it had this currency called drachma, D-R-A-C-H-M-A. उसके value भी कुछ खास नहीं थी, because it's a very small economy. But to become a member of the European Union, to become a member of the Eurozone country, it had to follow certain financial norms, monetary norms, like inflation should be so and so, Total budget expense, fiscal deficit, budget deficit should be, less than 3% of the total budget, all that stuff. Tax revenues should be like that, all, there are a lot of conditions. What it did was this, it showed these books of accounts, okay, it showed the books of accounts, ये तो मैंने अभी लिखा है, ऊपर लिखा ग्रीस और सेंट्रल एशिया, okay, आपके साथ डिस्कस करना था तब. So let's say initially blank page, they filled in all the accounts and showed to the books of accounts, उनकी पूरी किताबें, budget books, they showed to the European Union. Look at this, we fulfill all norms, we fulfill all norms of the, whatever financial conditions you put, we fulfill everything. Budget deficit is less than 3%, they said, when it actually was about 9% or so. So इन्होंने फर्ज किए किताबें पूरे एकदम गोलमाल करके, they falsified everything. Now you may ask me, what about the inspectors, what about those European Union, what about the Eurozone guys, didn't they check? See, these are sovereign countries, you don't check normally, you take people at face value. So anyway, they falsified the books of accounts and now adopted euro, okay. So this is 2001. Now think about this, their currency was gone. What came in? Euro came in. Now they became a member of 19 country grouping. Euro is run by, is accepted by 19 countries. Eurozone is a common currency. Eurozone has 19 countries. Now the funny thing about this is, someone sitting in Athens could borrow from a German bank. Till then he could not have borrowed, okay. Just as the person, let's say I am seated in Athens and I could borrow from a German bank, similarly the government of Greece also borrowed money. From who? From everyone. They borrowed close to $42 billion from Spanish banks, about $48 billion from Italian banks, little over 50 from German banks. पैसा लिया, सॉवरेन गवर्नमेंट है, सरकार जब उधार लेती है तो इतना सोचते नहीं है. और यूरो, इट्स अ यूरो कंट्री, सो इट borrowed a lot of money. What did it do with money? The government in Athens, that is Greece, borrowed a lot of money. It spent that money on what? On one, raising public sector salaries. 2, raising pensions. 3, lowering retirement age. 4, giving a lot of welfare things, insurance for pensioners, a lot of things. Unemployment dole dene lage, means job nahi hai, no problem, you take this money every month. Then they spent a lot of money on building infrastructure. Like what? They built a rail network, $300 million rail network in a mountainous and island country called Greece. You see, this is all islands. This is chitput islands hai ye pure. Ye chitput hai, chote islands. Or this is it. This is a country where almost no one uses rail network. People use their own private transport, cars. Yet in this country they built a $300 million rail network. Who would use it? When will they recover that? They never thought about it. ठीक है, you borrowed money, you spent, everything is good, but the money has to be repaid. Yeah. Now, what is the way to repay? You need to have money. How will you get money? You need to collect revenues. Revenues, government. What are the sources of government revenue? Tax revenues. What is the tax? Where is the tax? There was no tax collection in Greece. The tax collection in Greece was one of the worst in the world. It's a fraudulent system. It still is. It's a fraudulent system. People would understate the income and overstate expenses and debt payments. मैंने उधार लिया, मुझे पे करना है. Debt payments, one, they showed lower income, and 2, they showed higher debt payments. Housing loans, car loans, and everything. So the tax liability went down. When the tax liability went down, what happened? The government's revenues went down. When the government's revenues went down, they didn't have enough money to pay with the loans. Because when the loans were taken, In 2001, 2002 and 3, they became due in some years. And in 2004 itself, the government of Greece admitted to the world, yes, we falsified our books. We falsified our books. 2004 में इन्होंने मान लिया था कि भाई यहाँ ये सभी बेईमानी की है हमने we put false numbers in the books of accounts to become a member of the euro. They accepted in 2004. So, the due dates came. 2007-8, there was no money. And now 2008, there was a massive financial crisis all over the world, and Greece was no exception. There was no money. All the money that was there in Athens went back to banks. Athens had no money, so it defaulted on loans. Udhar liya, paisa nahi hai. Yes. Now, they borrowed from Spanish, from French, from Italian, from German, from Dutch banks and all. Now the banks, they said, "Bhaiya, paisa do, we have to pay back our depositors because of the financial banking crisis there." Okay. But Greece had no money. So what happened? Those banks suffered the consequences. A lot of those banks went bankrupt. Then Germany, the governments of Germany, France, Italy, they also saw, if these banks, our banks go bankrupt because of Greek loans, our people will suffer. So what they did was, they began to lend. They said, Greece, we will give you paisa. We will give you paisa to pay back our banks. To pay back our banks. But in exchange for this money, you will have to follow certain things. They put a star mark and wrote conditions applied to the loan. So the loans were conditional. What were the conditions? Decrease public sector salaries, increase retirement age, 50 pension should be reduced by 50%. All welfare benefits shall be reduced by 50%. Got this now? Retirement age should be increased would mean that people will work longer. At the same time, the pay would be reduced. What about the pensions of those people who are retired? Their pensions would be reduced by 50%. What about, the overall employment? It went up because people were retiring late and new people were not coming in. So, and private sector as such in Athens, in Greece, is a small number. Private sector is a small number. Surprisingly small number. Okay. Tourism is the main industry. Tourism and banking are the main industry there. So if you look at this effect, this has a massive cascading effect, and they kept on borrowing so much money to pay back the loans. In 2005, they told the IMF paisa nahi hai, so defaulted on this IMF loan. Remember, it was a sovereign default. They told the IMF $1.5 billion we owe to you. नहीं है पैसा, कुछ नहीं है हमारे पास, नहीं देंगे. They shook, they raised their hands. They went bankrupt. Today, the external debt is about $330 billion. You write this number just for fun. $330 billion. You know what's their GDP? $218 billion. 218 is the total value of all the economic output in Greece, whereas their total debt is how much? $330 billion. See this, over 170% of their GDP. The debt is over 170% of the GDP. So you think about this, someone's income is 218 rupees, and their debt is 330 rupees. See? Look at the impact it would have on the country. At the peak in 2014-15, the unemployment was overall unemployment was about 27%, and youth unemployment below the age of 29 was 56%. 56%. In fact, I wanted to tell you one more thing. Okay, let me finish this class with this. The total unemployment today is about 15%, 14.7%. It is much more than that, but they are concealing the numbers. Okay. Overall unemployment numbers in Greece today, आज की तारीख में 15% है. But youth unemployment is close to 34%, which means that 34% of all young people who are ready to work do not have a job. And this is one of the fundamental reasons why a lot of young people in Greece are leaving the country. In fact, they left it, soon after a lot of people left it after 2008 financial crisis. Things are pretty bad in Greece. ये जो आप फोटोज देखते हैं फेसबुक पे या कहीं पे भी, white buildings, blue tops, blue waters, it's all उधार का पैसा है. सब कुछ उधार है, my friends. Yeah. And this is the developed country. I don't know how, and you know what? Their outlook, economic outlook, this credit rating is stable. And when you see this is Greece, what their economy is likely to be? Minus 9.7. It's going to shrink by about 10%. See, in 2011 to 15, that is the crisis period, their economy contracted by 4%. Yeah, 2016 में भी contraction था. ये देखिए थोड़ी बढ़ रही थी, वापस आ गया अभी. And it's going to be pretty bad, my friends. This is where the credit rating agencies are, we just don't know what they are doing. The economy, the fundamentals of Indian economy are pretty good. They could be very, yes, the short-term things are always bad. See, the GST for last month, June, GST collections were 90,000 crore rupees. Yeah, I mean, pretty good, especially after, in April, 23%. Yeah, 23,000 crore, and in May it was 34,000 crore. Now it is 90,000 crore. So which means economic activity is picking up. It will take time, but to reduce a country like ours to junk status, which is what Moody's has done, is pretty poor. This is where these credit rating agencies are not transparent. On what basis they do this, we don't know. They may say financial position is bad. Think about financial position of Greece. How can a country like Greece be stable? When it defaulted on a sovereign loan in 2015. Okay. And what about the Indian government foreign exchange reserves? $503 billion. 30th June को मैंने देखा था $503 billion. Huge money that is. And Greece has next to nothing in loans, in foreign exchange reserves. But these, if you want to know how these companies operate, there is a movie I would want you to watch. All of you should watch. सबको समझ में आएगी. जिसको समझ में नहीं आएगी, they explain in the movie complex things. That's the best part. The movie is called The Big Short, S-H-O-R-T. The Big Short, S-H-O-R-T. It's based on a book of the same name, Big Short, by Michael Lewis. L-E-W-I-S, माइकल लुइस. ये किताब है, किताब के ऊपर आधारित है. इस किताब का नाम ही द बिग शॉट, S-H-O-R-T. इसकी एक फॉलोअप किताब थी बूमेरैंग, B-O-O-M-E-R-A-N-G, जो ऐसे फेंकता है वापस आता है, वही. That was about the travels of Michael Lewis in countries like Greece, Iceland, Italy and all. And he talks about the kind of impact the financial crisis has had on the poor, on ordinary people of Greece. Devastated, my friends. The country is devastated. कुछ नहीं है देशों में. Okay. So I think things are going to be pretty bad, my friends. See, these are 19 countries of the Euro area, and these are members of the European Union but don't have the common currency. Okay. Everywhere they're going to suffer. So anyway, that's about it, my friends. Thanks for being here. Have a lot of fun. I hope you learned a few good things today, and please leave feedback. It would encourage us to do better. In case you would want us to discuss, you would want me to discuss something more, please leave feedback. We'll get back to you. Thank you so much for being here. Have a lot of fun. Thank you.